Hello and welcome to another week of our journey toward debt freedom. This week I wanted to talk a little bit about taxes because you know that your biggest debtor is the federal government and all of the state and local governments. If you look at what your employer told you is your gross pay, and then you look at your paycheck that you get, it's nowhere near what your gross pay is, and that's because of taxes. So you always want to have as low amount from any debtor as possible, right? And what always bothers me at this time of the year is I always have people that are so excited about tax refunds. And I'll have people come to me and they'll say, Sheila, I just got a check for $2,000, or I just got a check for $3,000. I had someone tell me once, I just got a check for $6,000. And I'm sitting there looking, thinking, what? First of all, who gets a refund check for $6,000? And so the friend was confused as to why I wasn't thrilled and happy for her. And I said, let me explain this to you. Do you understand that means that for the past 12 months, you loaned the federal government $6,000 at 0% interest? I got this blank stare. That was $500 a month that could have been in your pocket that you let the government use. You let the government leverage off of you for the past year and keep your money tied up and use your money while you struggle for free. Does that make any sense? Absolutely, positively not. So, what I want to tell you, because it is tax time right now, and so if you're doing your tax return and you find that you are getting a large refund, and what I call a large refund is anything over $1,000. If you're getting anything over $1,000 a month, total refund, then I want you to listen very, very closely to this video. You need to increase your withholding allowance so that money that you get back at the end of the year comes into your pocket now. The goal with your taxes is to be at zero and to have the lowest amount of taxes possible. And over time, we will talk about, I may have some experts come in to talk to you about ways to lower your taxes. But what should not happen is that you are getting large refunds at the end of the year. We talked last week about that poor mindset. And so if you get excited about getting a large refund at the end of the year, that's that poor mindset. That's that rat race running around in that quick circle. Wealth-minded people are not getting huge refunds at the end of the year. In fact, wealth-minded people are paying as few amount of taxes as possible in line with the IRS code. But for right now, I need you to get out of that mindset of getting huge refund checks at the end of the year. Again, your goal is to be as close to zero as possible. Here's what's unfortunate, or is fortunate from a government standpoint. The government is not going to pay you a penny interest for using your money. So if you get a refund, they pay you your check very gladly, and they move on. However, if at the end of the year you owe them taxes, if it's over a certain amount or over a certain percentage of your gross income, you will owe them interest plus penalties. So that's why I say it's very important that you get as close as possible to zero. So here's how you do that. You want to adjust your withholding allowance. So that person that's getting back $6,000 may only have one allowance right now for one person. You want to increase that, and so there are calculators out there. If you just Google W-4, that's the form that you use to increase your withholdings. Google W4 calculators. TurboTax, I like the one that TurboTax has. And the reason I like the one that TurboTax has is because it not only takes into effect your wages, but it also takes into effect if you get any deductions like interest deductions or mortgage insurance taxes, or if you have contributions that you make. So it takes into effect a lot of the things that are used to calculate your refund or your shortage on your tax return. But you want to increase your withholdings to a point where you're going to be very close to zero, or maybe just a little bit overage. Remember, you're loaning the government money. Are you really in a position to be a bank? That extra money that you now get, I want you to take that money, whatever that amount is. So if it's $200 a pay period, or if it's $100 a pay period, and how do you figure that out? So if you're getting back, let's use an easy number. So if you get paid every 2 weeks, you get 26 payments a year. So let's say you got a refund for $2,600. That's $100 a pay period. I want you to take that extra $100 that you're going to get back every pay period and either pay off a bill. Let's say you have a debt that's $2,600 or $2,500 or maybe $3,000, and you're trying to figure out, how am I going to pay off this bill in the next 12 months? Bam! You now know, because you're going to take that money that you had been getting back at the end of the year, you're going to get it back now, and that extra $100 every month is going to go toward that debt. That's the extra amount that you're going to pay every pay period. So that by the end of by February of 2016, that debt is gone. Or you can take that $100 and have that automatically, without you touching it, put into your savings account for your liquid savings. But whatever the case may be, again, systematic. Have it automatically taken from your paycheck, and instead of going to the government, have it go to either your savings account or to pay off a debt. I hope that you have benefited from this. I hope that you share this with everyone that you know, because I hear this so often. So many people are always talking about those refund checks. And as we're at this time of the year, there's so many people out there that are, looking forward to that refund check. And instead, they should be investing that money for themselves. Remember, stay faithful, stay focused, stay committed, and I look forward to talking to you soon.